neighbors. Let's make our city shine together with See, Click, Fix. This easy-to-use online resource allows you to compliment, suggest, and report matters about Tamarac's cleanliness, safety, sustainability, and quality of life with a few simple clicks on your computer or mobile device. Just visit tamarac.gov. Click the Report a Concern icon. Then proceed to the site to map, categorize, and even photograph your areas of focus. City of Tamarac staff are on hand to respond promptly and provide timely status updates. Help preserve our vibrant city. It's at your fingertips.
In a world of visionaries and dreams, let us journey through time and memory. In the year 1963, Kenneth E. Baring breathed life into a new city in Florida. His vision was a haven that blended the comfort of condominium living with the solitude of single-family homes, a sanctuary for active retirees. The inaugural neighborhood, Tamarac Lakes, would be nestled on the city's eastern flank. As the sands of time flowed into the 21st century, the city of Tamarac evolved, becoming a town for one and all. New neighborhoods like Mainlands and Woodlands sprang forth. Businesses converged on this expanding community, and Tamarac flourished. City employees worked arduously as Tamarac continued expanding. Each year, the number of residents increased. Thus, the employees had to evolve with the increased services provided and influx of new generations. And now, in the year 2024, Team Tamarac is poised and ready to serve, with strong leadership and tradition, with a dedicated and passionate team equipped to support one another in serving the public good. Hours spent evaluating the current landscape and forging a new vision. Nothing can deter this team, as they rally to embrace the challenge, to recognize this fresh vision, and to infuse it into the very fabric of every employee. Behold our public employees in action, embodying the core values designed to transform Tamarac into a thriving, diverse, and close-knit city, a home to almost 75,000 residents, spanning 12 square miles, harboring nearly 2,000 businesses, and adorned with 12 city parks and counting. Teamwork. Collaborating to efficiently achieve a common goal as a unified group through cohesive internal strategy, communication, and support. Accountability. Striving to execute mandated, assigned, and unplanned tasks both thoroughly and accurately while leading others through your example. Innovation. Mastering internal processes and procedures to identify opportunities to enhance and elevate city operations and service provisions. Professionalism. Being self-motivated to maximize individual competencies and displaying a positive, courteous, and respectful demeanor in the delivery of city services. Integrity. Representing the city with honesty, trustworthiness, and decency at all times, and doing what's right even when no one is looking. Our dedicated public employees now stand prepared, armed with the new vision to guide Tamarac's employees, residents, and businesses to new heights. An unrelenting beacon of excellence always.
Grand reopening.
The City of Tamarac now has a new service in our building department. View inspection times online. Visit www.tamarac.org/building to view your inspection time.
Tamarac neighbors, let's make our city shine together with See, Click, Fix. This easy-to-use online resource allows you to complement, suggest, and report matters about Tamarac's cleanliness, safety, sustainability, and quality of life with a few simple clicks on your computer or mobile device. Just visit tamarac.gov, click the Report a Concern icon, then proceed to the site to map, categorize, and even photograph your areas of focus. City of Tamarac staff are on hand to respond promptly and provide timely status updates. Help preserve our vibrant city. It's at your fingertips.
In a world of visionaries and dreams, let us journey through time and memory.
Testing, testing. Test, test, test. Test, test. Testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Testing, testing.
Morning, IT.
Hello? Morning, Johan. This is Zach.
Hey, Zach.
Can you see me okay? Hear me okay?
I can hear you and see you okay.
Okay, awesome, sir.
Let
Thank
me
you.
make sure you can see me. Hold up. Can you see
Yes.
me?
Yes, I see Marjorie.
All
Look at
right.
you. Okay.
All right, Zach. Thank you for checking.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Bye.
In the year 1963, Kenneth E. Baring breathed life into a new city in Florida. His vision was a haven that blended the comfort of condominium living with the solitude of single-family homes, a sanctuary for active retirees. The inaugural neighborhood, Tamarac Lakes, would be nestled on the city's eastern flank. As the sands of time flowed into the 21st century, the city of Tamarac evolved, becoming a town for one and all. New neighborhoods like Mainlands and Woodlands sprang forth. Businesses converged on this expanding community, and Tamarac flourished. City employees worked arduously as Tamarac continued expanding. Each year, the number of residents increased. Thus, the employees had to evolve with the increased services provided and influx of new generations. And now, in the year 2024, Team Tamarac is poised and ready to serve, with strong leadership and tradition, with a dedicated and passionate team equipped to support one another in serving the public good. Hours spent evaluating the current landscape and forging a new vision. Nothing can deter this team, as they rally to embrace the challenge, to recognize this fresh vision, and to infuse it into the very fabric of every employee. Behold our public employees in action, embodying the core values designed to transform Tamarac into a thriving, diverse, and close-knit city, a home to almost 75,000 residents, spanning 12 square miles, harboring nearly 2,000 businesses, and adorned with 12 city parks and counting. Teamwork, collaborating to efficiently achieve a common goal as a unified group through cohesive internal strategy, communication, and support. Accountability, striving to execute mandated, assigned, and unplanned tasks both thoroughly and accurately while leading others through your example. Innovation, mastering internal processes and procedures to identify opportunities to enhance and elevate city operations and service provisions. Professionalism, being self-motivated to maximize individual competencies and displaying a positive, courteous, and respectful demeanor in the delivery of city services. Integrity, representing the city with honesty, trustworthiness, and decency at all times and doing what's right even when no one is looking. Our dedicated public employees now stand prepared, armed with the new vision to guide Tamarac's employees, residents, and businesses to new heights. An unrelenting beacon of excellence always.
Grand reopening.
The City of Tamarac now has a new service in our building department. View inspection times online. Visit www.tamarac.org/building to view your inspection time.
Tamarac neighbors, let's make our city shine together with See, Click, Fix. This easy-to-use online resource allows you to complement, suggest, and report matters about Tamarac's cleanliness, safety, sustainability, and quality of life with a few simple clicks on your computer or mobile device. Just visit tamarac.gov, click the Report a Concern icon, then proceed to the site to map, categorize, and even photograph your areas of focus. City of Tamarac staff are on hand to respond promptly and provide timely status updates. Help preserve our vibrant city. It's at your fingertips.
In a world of visionaries and dreams, let us journey through time and memory. In the year 1963, Kenneth E. Baring breathed life into a new city in Florida. His vision was a haven that blended the comfort of condominium living with the solitude of single-family homes, a sanctuary for active retirees. The inaugural neighborhood, Tamarac Lakes, would be nestled on the city's eastern flank. As the sands of time flowed into the 21st century, the city of Tamarac evolved, becoming a town for one and all. New neighborhoods like Mainlands and Woodlands sprang forth. Businesses converged on this expanding community, and Tamarac flourished. City employees worked arduously as Tamarac continued expanding. Each year, the number of residents increased. Thus, the employees had to evolve with the increased services provided and influx of new generations. And now, in the year 2024, Team Tamarac is poised and ready to serve, with strong leadership and tradition, with a dedicated and passionate team equipped to support one another in serving the public good. Hours spent evaluating the current landscape and forging a new vision. Nothing can deter this team, as they rally to embrace the challenge, to recognize this fresh vision, and to infuse it into the very fabric of every employee. Behold our public employees in action, embodying the core values designed to transform Tamarac into a thriving, diverse, and close-knit city, a home to almost 75,000 residents, spanning 12 square miles, harboring nearly 2,000 businesses, and adorned with 12 city parks and counting. Teamwork, collaborating to efficiently achieve a common goal as a unified group through cohesive internal strategy, communication, and support. Accountability, striving to execute mandated, assigned, and unplanned tasks both thoroughly and accurately while leading others through your example. Innovation, mastering internal processes and procedures to identify opportunities to enhance and elevate city operations and service provisions. Professionalism, being self-motivated to maximize individual competencies and displaying a positive, courteous, and respectful demeanor in the delivery of city services. Integrity, representing the city with honesty, trustworthiness, and decency at all times and doing what's right even when no one is looking. Our dedicated public employees now stand prepared, armed with the new vision to guide Tamarac's employees, residents, and businesses to new heights. An unrelenting beacon of excellence always.
Grand reopening.
The City of Tamarac now has a new service in our building department. View inspection times online. Visit www.tamarac.org/building to view your inspection time.
of life with a few simple clicks on your computer or mobile device? Just visit tamarac.gov. Click the Report a Concern icon. Then proceed to the site to map, categorize, and even photograph your areas of focus. City of Tamarac staff are on hand to respond promptly and provide timely status updates. Help preserve our vibrant city. It's at your fingertips.
In a world of visionaries and dreams, let us journey through time and memory. In the year 1963, Kenneth E. Baring breathed life into a new city in Florida. His vision was a haven that blended the comfort of condominium living with the solitude of single-family homes, a sanctuary for active retirees. The inaugural neighborhood, Tamarac Lakes, would be nestled on the city's eastern flank. As the sands of time flowed into the 21st century, the city of Tamarac evolved, becoming a town for one and all. New neighborhoods like Mainlands and Woodlands sprang forth. Businesses converged on this expanding community, and Tamarac flourished. City employees worked arduously as Tamarac continued expanding. Each year, the number of residents increased. Thus, the employees had to evolve with the increased services provided and influx of new generations. And now, in the year 2024, Team Tamarac is poised and ready to serve, with strong leadership and tradition, with a dedicated and passionate team equipped to support one another in serving the public good. Hours spent evaluating the current landscape and forging a new vision. Nothing can deter this team, as they rally to embrace the challenge, to recognize this fresh vision, and to infuse it into the very fabric of every employee. Behold our public employees in action, embodying the core values designed to transform Tamarac into a thriving, diverse, and close-knit city, a home to almost 75,000 residents, spanning 12 square miles, harboring nearly 2,000 businesses, and adorned with 12 city parks and counting. Teamwork, collaborating to efficiently achieve a common goal as a unified group through cohesive internal strategy, communication, and support. Heights, an unrelenting beacon of excellence always.
The City of Tamarac now has a new service in our building department. View inspection times online. Visit www.tamarac.org/building to view your inspection time.
Tamarac neighbors, let's make our city shine together with See, Click, Fix. This easy-to-use online resource allows you to complement, suggest, and report matters about Tamarac's cleanliness, safety, sustainability, and quality of life with a few simple clicks on your computer or mobile device. Just visit tamarac.gov, click the Report a Concern icon, then proceed to the site to map, categorize, and even photograph your areas of focus. City of Tamarac staff are on hand to respond promptly and provide timely status updates. Help preserve our vibrant city. It's at your fingertips.
In a world of visionaries and dreams, let us journey through time and memory. In the year 1963, Kenneth E. Baring breathed life into a new city in Florida. His vision was a haven that blended the comfort of condominium living with the solitude of single-family homes, a sanctuary for active retirees. The inaugural neighborhood, Tamarac Lakes, would be nestled on the city's eastern flank. As the sands of time flowed into the 21st century, the city of Tamarac evolved, becoming a town for one and all. New neighborhoods like Mainlands and Woodlands sprang forth. Businesses converged on this expanding community, and Tamarac flourished. City employees worked arduously as Tamarac continued expanding. Each year, the number of residents increased. Thus, the employees had to evolve with the increased services provided and influx of new generations. And now, in the year 2024, Team Tamarac is poised and ready to serve, with strong leadership and tradition, with a dedicated and passionate team equipped to support one another in serving the public good. Hours spent evaluating the current landscape and forging a new vision. Nothing can deter this team, as they rally to embrace the challenge, to recognize this fresh vision, and to infuse it into the very fabric of every employee. Behold our public employees in action, embodying the core values designed to transform Tamarac into a thriving, diverse, and close-knit city, a home to almost 75,000 residents, spanning 12 square miles, harboring nearly 2,000 businesses, and adorned with 12 city parks and counting. Teamwork, collaborating to efficiently achieve a common goal as a unified group through cohesive internal strategy, communication, and support. Accountability, striving to execute mandated, assigned, and unplanned tasks both thoroughly and accurately while leading others through your example. Innovation, mastering internal processes and procedures to identify opportunities to enhance and elevate city operations and service provisions. Professionalism, being self-motivated to maximize individual competencies and displaying a positive, courteous, and respectful demeanor in the delivery of city services. Integrity, representing the city with honesty, trustworthiness, and decency at all times and doing what's right even when no one is looking. Our dedicated public employees now stand prepared, armed with the new vision to guide Tamarac's employees, residents, and businesses to new heights. An unrelenting beacon of excellence always.
Grand reopening.
The City of Tamarac now has a new service in our building department. View inspection times online. Visit www.tamarac.org/building to view your inspection time.
Tamarac neighbors. Let's make our city shine together with See, Click, Fix. This easy-to-use online resource allows you to complement, suggest, and report matters about Tamarac's cleanliness, safety, sustainability, and quality of life with a few simple clicks on your computer or mobile device. Just visit tamarac.gov. Click the Report a Concern icon. Then proceed to the site to map, categorize, and even photograph your areas of focus. City of Tamarac staff are on hand to respond promptly and provide timely status updates. Help preserve our vibrant city. It's at your fingertips.
In a world of visionaries and dreams, let us journey through time and memory. In the year 1963, Kenneth E. Baring breathed life into a new city in Florida. His vision was a haven that blended the comfort of condominium living with the solitude of single-family homes, a sanctuary for active retirees. The inaugural neighborhood, Tamarac Lakes, would be nestled on the city's eastern flank. As the sands of time flowed into the 21st century, the city of Tamarac evolved, becoming a town for one and all. New neighborhoods like Mainlands and Woodlands sprang forth. Businesses converged on this expanding community, and Tamarac flourished. City employees worked arduously as Tamarac continued expanding. Each year, the number of residents increased. Thus, the employees had to evolve with the increased services provided and influx of new generations. And now, in the year 2024, Team Tamarac is poised and ready to serve, with strong leadership and tradition, with a dedicated and passionate team equipped to support one another in serving the public good. Hours spent evaluating the current landscape and forging a new vision. Nothing can deter this team, as they rally to embrace the challenge, to recognize this fresh vision, and to infuse it into the very fabric of every employee. Behold our public employees in action, embodying the core values designed to transform Tamarac into a thriving, diverse, and close-knit city, a home to almost 75,000 residents, spanning 12 square miles, harboring nearly 2,000 businesses, and adorned with 12 city parks and counting. Teamwork, collaborating to efficiently achieve a common goal as a unified group through cohesive internal strategy, communication, and support. Accountability, striving to execute mandated, assigned, and unplanned tasks both thoroughly and accurately while leading others through your example. Innovation, mastering internal processes and procedures to identify opportunities to enhance and elevate city operations and service provisions. Professionalism, being self-motivated to maximize individual competencies and displaying a positive, courteous, and respectful demeanor in the delivery of city services. Integrity, representing the city with honesty, trustworthiness, and decency at all times and doing what's right even when no one is looking. Our dedicated public employees now stand prepared, armed with the new vision to guide Tamarac's employees, residents, and businesses to new heights. An unrelenting beacon of excellence always.
The City of Tamarac now has a new service in our building department. View inspection times online. Visit www.tamarac.org/building to view your inspection time.
Ladies and, whoops. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us tonight. Apologies, this morning. See where my head is. Apologies that we're running a few minutes late. It is currently 9:32, and City Clerk, please call the roll.
Good morning, everyone. Mayor Gomez.
Good morning.
Commissioner Bolton is not in as yet. Commissioner Wright.
Good morning.
Commissioner Patterson is not here as yet. Vice Mayor Daniel.
Good morning.
Thank you. I see Commissioner Bolton walking in.
Commissioner Bolton is here. If would everyone would please stand. Commissioner Wright will lead us in a Pledge of Allegiance, and we'll have a moment of silence. City Attorney, your report.
No report. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Okay. On the schedule, we have a presentation to go first. Would we like to keep it that way? Okay, okay. The following presentation will be done by Mr. Perry S. Adar, Government Relations Specialist with Becker and Polikoff, who is going to be presenting online. Regarding our zip code update, we've been requesting one zip code for our city. Good morning.
Morning, everyone. How are you? Can you hear me okay?
Yes. We do hear some
Perfect.
crashing
Okay.
waves.
That could be, well, apologies. There's some maintenance going on in the building that I'm in, so there might be some background noise, but I'll try to fix my microphone as best I can.
You're doing great.
And if there's any kind of issue. Okay, perfect. Well, good morning. Not sure, I have the slides here on my end, but I know I've shared with Ms. Tanya Williams our sort of our slide deck to kind of run through the process of some federal strategies for zip code consolidation. So if you have those, I'd be happy to walk them through. Oh, perfect. There they are. So my name is Perry Adair. As mentioned, I'm an attorney and consultant at Becker and Polikoff, and I am part of your federal lobbying team up here in D.C. Things are a little bit crazy up here right now with the government shutdown, but notwithstanding all of that, wanted to chat with you today about some federal strategies for a zip code consolidation, which I know the city has been pursuing for a long time. Here's the overview, talk about sort of the background of what zip codes are used for. It's not just USPS administration, has a lot of other factors as well, and then going to go into the outline of what those strategies are and the next steps. So as mentioned here, there are over 40,000 zip codes in the U.S. They're used for USPS delivery, but also help organize things as public opinion polling, setting insurance rates based on other factors in the area, organizing geographic research. They don't naturally fit with municipal boundaries, although that can happen sometimes. Next slide, please. So the agency process of changing a USPS or zip codes in the community is USPS's boundary review request process. There's another option that you can take that we'll go down further on down the road, but through USPS, it's the boundary review request process. How that is officiated is the locality will submit their request in writing to their local USPS district manager. You can only do it once every 10 years. There is an appeals process which is notwithstanding that shot clock, but again, it's once every 10 years. And USPS historically has been a little bit anti-granting those changes. They grant about 10%. The factors that they put primacy on is, as states in the slides, the delivery efficiency, growth in delivery points, avoiding duplicative addresses and routes, and customer satisfaction impact. Next slide, please. Perfect. So a little bit more what that request would include, or what USPS puts primacy on. Rationale and justifications would include that the new consolidated zip code aligned with the municipal boundaries, kind of fit within the lines of the locality. Evidence of community support, be it through the commission or community residents, stakeholders, groups. There could be letters of support, petitions, things of that nature. Now, there's no monetary fee involved with submitting a request to USPS, but of course, factor in the man hours that are associated with that, gathering the community support, drafting the request, coming up with a plan. So how that would factor in on the local level. Again, so more of those factors that USPS will consider: delivery feasibility, cohesiveness, no duplicative routes, the cost that USPS would incur, again, their changing of routes, and impact on the local facilities and operations, things that would include how far the new route would be from the USPS distribution point in your area, and customer satisfaction, of course. And here's sort of a visual representation of the timeline from the submission process, USPS's review and decision, and then steps from there. You could appeal it, you could seek a congressional fix, which we'll get into in a little bit. The pre-approval process, what USPS does is they'll survey affected customers. We're currently doing some additional research of what that process looks like, because the City of Tamarac is actually the first municipality that my firm has worked with, to my knowledge, on pursuing the zip code consolidation, whether USPS goes door to door or leaves leaflets in mailboxes as they make their typical runs. We'll have to look into that. They survey the community members. Again, 10% of requests are accepted. If USPS ultimately decides to approve, however rare that is, the customers in that area are notified by mail, and there is a 1-year transition period to the new route, effectively. If USPS denies it, which is the majority of the cases, you can submit an appeal within 45 days to the USPS office up here in DC. It's actually not too far from the building I'm in right now. And the surveys-based denials, if the denial get on that stage, that is final, and then the shot clock of 10 years kicks in. Next slide, please. And a little bit more on the timeline. USPS, notwithstanding the government shutdown, you can submit a request at any time, notwithstanding the 10-year limitation if you are ultimately denied. The review process can vary based on the complexity of the request, what you're asking for specifically, whether it be a consolidation in this case. It could be other types of requests for USPS fixes. 6 months to a year is typically what I've heard, although that could vary depending on the complexity of the request. So in the meantime, because it is so rare and because complexity is a factor, it is very important on the front end to gather evidence of community support, have a clear plan of what the city wants to do in terms of final product of the new zip code consolidation, considering other factors. And again, if there is ultimately a denial of that request, there is a 45-day appeal window. Next, perfect. So that is the agency side, USPS. You can also go to Congress to pursue a consolidated zip code through legislation. That is also a pretty rare process, but it does happen. I've cited a 2006 legislation where some communities had their zip code fixes put into statute. Auburn Township, Ohio, Hanana, I believe it's pronounced, South Carolina, Bradbury, California, and Discovery Bay, California. Now, we've had initial conversations with members of the city's congressional delegation. I believe Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart is leading the lead legislation this year on zip code consolidation, and that includes not just his constituents' municipality fixes, but a number of other members. And to that point, based on the briefings with his staff and others, it is also a lengthy process. You can imagine, just based on the shutdown that we're in, how hard it is to pass legislation in this Congress or any other, particularly a standalone bill like Diaz-Balart is trying to pass. So again, it takes evidence of community support to get anything built with momentum behind it in Congress. So that can be evidence of the boundary review request process, evidence of local community support, and then building up bipartisan support behind it in Congress, particularly with other members who have their own communities that want to pursue zip code consolidation, to sort of build momentum behind it, and then go into the committees of jurisdiction who will advance that bill through the legislative process. In the Senate, it's the House Oversight. In the Senate, it is the House Homeland Security Affairs Committee. In the House, it is House Oversight, and then the relevant funding committees within there. So all I have to say is it is a lengthy process, but we are here in DC to help facilitate that. And I believe there is one more slide. So next steps, again, as we discussed, craft a clear plan of what the city wants to pursue, both in the outcomes, but also evidence of community support behind it. As alluded to there, submit the boundary review request to the district manager, pursue an appeal if necessary. And throughout all of that, the Becker team up here in DC is here to navigate the process with you, brief members of the congressional delegation and staff to build political support behind it, and potentially pursue a legislative fix if needed. And with that, I believe the next slide is the questions one. So if there are any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Okay, Commissioner Bolton?
Thank you for your presentation. Quick question, do you know the percentage of denied or approved cases for zip codes, applications?
So about 10% of applications on an annual basis, I believe, is the tracker that we had. 10% are approved, 90% are roughly denied. Again, USPS is pretty adamant that their system, as the way they've designed it, is effective. But that can always be changed based on the factors discussed in the presentation. It does take a lot of evidence of community support, having a clear vision of where you want to go as far as the zip code and how it could be beneficial, not just to residents, but also for USPS operations. Really what they're concerned about is efficiency, not too much of cost overruns, because USPS is a fee-based service, so they're dealing with limited funds, even notwithstanding the government shutdown. So 10% of requests are ultimately approved.
We see that this administration changed the Department of Defense to the Department of War. And even with one name came with a hefty fiscal impact. What do you think the fiscal impact of zip code reform would be?
You know, it's a good question. Again, because USPS grants so few, I'd imagine that the few that they do accept wouldn't, I mean, I don't want to speculate too much, because they accept so few, there'd be a limited fiscal impact, but because I think they are concerned about a fiscal concern on the front end. But I can get into that to see what costs shifts have been to USPS for the ones they have granted. That's a good question.
Is there theoretically unique zip codes for the 19,000 U.S. cities in the U.S., for the cities in the U.S.?
For the ones that, are you talking about consolidated zip codes or just unique in general, or, sorry, just a little bit of clarity?
There are around 19,000 cities in the United States. Do you think that there is theoretically the idea that unique zip codes could work for each city?
You know, every city's different, and then USPS has different operations for different communities and cities, layouts, be it rural or urban. That's a good question. As far as what the city would propose for this case, it would depend on a lot of local factors as USPS relates to it. So it would just depend, I believe. That's a good question, but again, it's be a case-by-case basis.
And my final question is, Tamarac is a small city, and for instance, the city of Fort Lauderdale has more than one zip codes. How do you feel that the USPS would view our application as a small city wanting our own unique zip code?
Again, that would depend on a lot of the factors that would come into the plan. I have not read one. If there is one, love to work with you all on what that looks like. Again, speaking generally, without having seen that, USPS puts a lot of emphasis on efficiency and then not too much disruption on their services should the zip code be approved. So if that kind of plan, if that can be demonstrated, those benefits in a new plan, that would be something they put a lot of emphasis on and support. But again, just keep in mind that 10% approval rate and the appeals process, of course. But there's also the legislative fix, even if USPS doesn't agree, but keep in mind that timing as well. So again, it would depend a lot on the plan that the city could be able to demonstrate to show how USPS's new goals would be advanced.
Okay. Thank you for your presentation, Adair, and good luck with the construction in your apartment.
Thanks.
Commissioner Patterson?
Thank you, Mayor. This question is for the manager. Can you just clarify, Manager, where this discussion came from, or why is the city interested in consolidating the zip code in the first place?
Sure. Commissioner, this has been in conversation with the city for such a long time, partly because the zip codes are one of our zip codes is shared with other communities, Fort Lauderdale, and so there's no clear-cut boundary with the existing zip code. So this has been a long time conversation for having Tamarac-specific zip codes. And then this is very typical, not just in Tamarac, but other cities too. So sometimes, you provide a zip code, you may be in Coral Springs, it shows up as Pompano because they're shared, between multiple cities.
I'm not sure I really understood that explanation. It sounded a little political. Can you give me the real reason why we're interested in changing zip codes? Or
Right. So
consolidating a zip code? So we're saying that we want the entire city to be 33321, and why?
It does create complications. The bottom line is that when you're ordering things and when you're providing your address, a lot of the automated systems, when you're using your own zip code, it automatically picks up Fort Lauderdale, for example, or some other city. That's the main element for this unique zip codes to each city.
Is it driven by the residents? Is this a resident-driven initiative? I've never heard a complaint. Has anyone complained from the community reference their zip code?
Well, it was, there may have been some conversation by the residents, but it was always verbalized by the commission members. That too, and it's always been part of our strategic planning conversation that to pursue this zip code clarification.
What are the potential implications to the residents if the zip codes are changed or is changed?
They would most likely have the same zip code or a different zip code that would automatically recognize that as belonging to City of Tamarac.
Okay, and so we're saying that there's no implications, there's no fiscal impact, there's no cost implication to the community for the zip code change?
I can't, bring up all the possible potential implications, but maybe Perry can help us with some of those implications. And from a resident's perspective, I'm not seeing the impact in terms of any financial impact on the residents.
I'm happy to look into the sort of the before and after. I appreciate the question. Again, if the request is ultimately approved, customers have a year. They're notified first, and they have a year after that to sort of get accustomed to the new zip code. So, be that they have, let's say, accounts with some company where they have to put their address in up down to the zip code, maybe a billing address. Of course, I can't imagine, or not that it's not a factor, but I can't imagine what the downside would be beyond the sort of memorizing a new zip code if you do have a change, but happy to look into that further, especially the fiscal impacts, if any.
All right, I'm not going to belabor the conversation. I just don't, it's like, why is this even a conversation, I guess, for me? I don't see what the benefit or this is, I think we got bigger business. As far as I'm concerned, I haven't heard anything yet that supports why this is even necessary. Thank you.
Commissioner
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. City Manager, what do residents ask for most? What do they want most from this city in terms of experiences when it comes to dining and that type of stuff? What do they ask for? More what?
They want more sit-down restaurants so that they can stay within the city boundaries.
And when someone in Silicon Valley looks at a place to build a restaurant, what do they look at?
Well, they look at the demographics and they look at the disposable income levels. They look at the population density, and then they look at a number of those factors. So before they can make their decision.
So basically, they look at zip codes when it comes to determining the income of a specific place.
Zip codes is how they probably regionalize or expand their review.
So where I live, it's 33351, which is Sunrise. So I have 3 jobs. I have a very, I have disposable income. So that income is actually being looped into Sunrise. That's not being looped into Tamarac, even though it's still in the Tamarac boundaries.
It may be the case, but it can also work to our benefit as well. because parts of Tamarac would share that zip code, would also incorporate some of the other, more affluent communities into our zip code as well.
What about out
Either
east?
way.
What about out east? 333, was it 19? Is that the
19,
Woodlands?
yeah.
And that it's shared with Lauderhill, right? Isn't that shared with Lauderhill?
Correct.
So our income is being wrapped in to different cities. It can benefit us, but it also can hinder us, you're saying.
And it does.
So by having one zip code, that would kind of encompass the uniqueness of Tamarac, all the disposable income, all the incomes of different places. Wouldn't that be a benefit?
Possibly.
In terms of getting more restaurants?
Possibly, but again, we only exist in our larger, area. So Tamarac by itself, we can't isolate it to our boundaries for our disposable income, our density, our population, and all of that. It may not work to our advantage, Commissioner.
You know I'm a TV buff. Which TV show was 90210? Huh?
That's Orange County, I believe, LA.
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills, yeah.
So zip codes are synonymous with where people live and income. So I see us having one zip code, taking in the income in Woodmont, taking in the income in Woodlands, taking the income in Tamarac Village down west where I live, and showing Tamarac as a place that actually has a higher disposable income. So I see a benefit in having one zip code from that perspective, and that's from a business perspective in terms of people looking at the city and trying to get something that people are constantly asking for, which is better restaurants.
Thank you. I echo the sentiments of Commissioner Wright. We have 33308, 33309, 33319, 33321, and 33351 now. I was talking to a lovely resident the other day, and she says she lives in Tamarac Village, which is great. And she says, but I vote for Sunrise Commissioners. I'm like, no, you probably don't. But she's like, no, I do. And so she's going to check her voter registration, but
Point of clarification, Madam Mayor. I live in Tamarac Village, and we do get the Sunrise Horizon in our mailbox. We do not get the Tamagram, and I've lobbied and I've tried hard to get PIO to send it. I've gotten it to my house specifically, but I asked a neighbor if they got it, and they didn't get it. So don't know what's happening with that stuff. But we do get the Sunrise Horizon in Tamarac Village.
Excellent, thank you. And that's the point. Some people in our community don't know. And doing an event, Paychecks for Patriots, the flyer went out because they use Google. It says 33351 for our community center. We have businesses along Commercial Boulevard on the north side of the street, which are ours. A great new coffee place is going in. There's an animal hospital going in. They're being called 33351. It's causing confusion with people. That's one thing we don't want. I've spoken to Congressman Moskowitz because there was an article August 8, 2025, which had Lighthouse Point, Wilton Manors, Coconut Creek, Deerfield Beach, Hollywood, Oakland Park, and Parkland all getting their own zip codes. And it was put through by Colorado Congresswoman Lauren Boebert. And basically, I would say that if those cities think it's good enough for them to have their own ID, then I don't understand why we wouldn't think Tamarac is good enough to have our own zip code for our own identity. We have heard complaints where we are not getting certain grants because it's not identified to our community, and the zip code would tie it into our community. We had Broward Up when a lot of things were coming in when we were doing some classes for Broward Up, which were great to help some people, but had we had some of it being more tailored to our own city, we would have been able to do it within our city. When we were up in DC and we were talking to, forgive me, I don't remember the Department of Justice, but when we were talking about things that dealt with crime for our own city to protect our own city, the numbers were being not liquidated, but they were being, they were not ours. They were being affected by all these other cities. And we annexed certain parts of Fort Lauderdale or unincorporated Broward in 2012, which makes some of those residents feel that they're not included either. So there's a sense of being included, feeling included, knowing your city, having it work for us, and just, you know what, if there's some not good things that can come of this, then maybe we get to fix those not good things versus not do something to give our city the identity we've been working so hard for, which including our branding, our street signs, our walls, everything that we've been doing for our city over the years. So I'm a little disappointed that we weren't able to be included with Congresswoman Bobert's time when we've been asking for this for years. I don't know where the miscommunication came, because we have been looking forward to this or working on this for all these years. And I think we need to put forward the effort to do this. And if there's actual solid proof that would show that this would be a detriment to our city, at that time, not continue the process. But we've been trying to work on this for years, and it only is proving us more and more why we need it. And there was an article that unfortunately I couldn't pull up that shows the identity of a city through their zip code, kind of like the 90210 that Commissioner Wright was talking about. So, Commissioner Bolton?
Mayor, I'll be quick on this. I agree with the city manager that it could work to our benefit and it could work to our disadvantage. Out East 33309, not 33308, by the way, is also linked with Wilton Manors and Oakham Park. And they have affluent houses, and in our city out east, we don't. So in that eastern part of the city, it would tremendously benefit us. In Tamarac 33321, it is also shared with affluent houses in Coral Springs. And so that zip code benefits us as well. And not to mention the city of Lauderhill. I don't want us to refer to the city of Lauderhill as if they are subpar. Because right off of Commercial Boulevard 33319 is the most affluent houses in the city of Lauderhill. So to say that, our city needs our own zip code because it would benefit us, I don't think that's true. And 90210, by the way, is not the only zip code in Beverly Hills. As a matter of fact, they have 90209, 90210, 90211, 90212, and 90213, and 91210. But one zip code was made popular by a TV show. So we think that there is only one zip code. So maybe it's a matter of branding and marketing for the city of Tamarac to brand our city in a way that positively reflects on the community. And perhaps that starts with this commission. Thank you.
Anyway, we'll look up all of our zip codes and we'll see what goes where. Anyway, I think the point being is moving forward with the research, finding out what's good, knowing that there really is only one zip code in one location in the city of Tamarac, and determining if that would be best. And I think that this was just an update. Is that correct, City Manager? That's okay. This was just an update, correct, City Manager?
I'm sorry, Mayor.
This was just an update?
It was, correct.
Okay.
You're correct.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Adair. Appreciate your time. I know you've got some questions that you'll answer for us at another time, but find out. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we are now going to go to our presentation. So if the commission would please join me in the well. Thank you. At this time, it is our pleasure to have our Fire Chief Inspector, Tommy Demopoulos, come on down. We are going to have the presentation of certificates to Challenger Elementary School winners for the Fire Prevention Month poster and essay contest.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to do something I normally don't do and not talk, so Rebecca's going to take over.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. We are here this morning to congratulate our first place winners for our 2025 poster and essay contest. We are very proud to recognize their efforts and creativity shown by each and every one that participated. Your hard work really showed and stood out. And we'd also like to thank our schools that participated, Challenger, Millennium, Renaissance, and Red Learning Academy, and thank you for your support and encouraging your students' participation. This morning, we would like to recognize our first place winner in the poster and essay contest, 6th through 8th grade, the art, Juliana Monsalva. Come on up. Congratulations. Thank you. Would you like to say anything? Are you sure? Doesn't she? And in grades 6 through 8, our literature first place winner, Mackenzie Billingsley. How about a photo opportunity with you? Turn around for a photo. Congratulations. Congratulations. Oh, Mackenzie, could you come one more time, please? And Juliana also. Yeah. In grades 4 through 5, in our our art category, please congratulate Blair Cyrus. Congratulations. How about a picture? Come back for a picture. You don't get off that easy. Our first place literature winner in grades 4 through 5 couldn't be with us this morning, but let's congratulate Arya Havadic. And lastly, in our kindergarten through 3rd grade, please join me in congratulating Enzo Sutton in arts category. Congratulations. How about a photo? One more? One more. Thank you. And you want me to read the proclamation? After we read this next proclamation, all of our winners would join us out front with their families for a photo opportunity.
You're doing such a great job.
Oh, thank you, Madam Mayor. I know, I do too. So this proclamation was requested by myself, Assistant Fire Marshal Rebecca Geimer, whereas Fire Prevention Week is observed annually to raise awareness about fire safety and prevention and to encourage communities to take proactive measures to reduce fire hazards, and whereas the theme for Fire Prevention Week 2025 is Charge into Fire Safety, lithium-ion batteries in your home, a timely reminder of the increasing presence of lithium-ion batteries in homes, workplaces, and daily life, and the importance of safely managing and using these devices. And whereas lithium-ion batteries commonly used in electronic devices such as smartphones, laptops, and electric vehicles are convenient and powerful, but they also present unique safety challenges that can result in fires or explosions if not handled properly. And whereas fires caused by lithium-ion batteries can occur due to improper charging, poor quality batteries, or faulty storage and disposal practices. And whereas the campaign urges everyone to buy, charge, and recycle lithium-ion batteries safely, stressing the need for consumers to purchase high-quality batteries, charge them according to manufacturer instructions, avoid overcharging, and properly dispose of old batteries at designated recycling centers. And whereas the National Fire Protection Association and fire safety organizations across the nation are working to educate the public on the importance of these safety practices, while reminding individuals to never leave devices charging unattended, never charge devices on combustible surfaces, and to store batteries in cool, dry places away from excessive heat or moisture. And whereas Tamarac Fire Rescue is dedicated to providing education, resources, and fire safety programs to protect the community and to ensure safe practices when using lithium-ion batteries, and encourage all residents to take part in fire prevention efforts to minimize the risk of battery-related fires. Excuse me. Now, Michelle Gomez, Mayor of the City of Tamarac, Broward County, Florida, does hereby proclaim the week of October 5th through 11th, 2025 as Fire Prevention Week in the City of Tamarac, and urge all residents and businesses to educate themselves on the safe use of lithium-ion batteries, promote the importance of proper buying, charging, and recycling practices, and prioritize fire safety in their homes. Chief Frazier, would you please join us?
Firefighters.
And our firefighters
Take a nice big photo.
to celebrate Fire Prevention Week. Thank you for that. I actually started shaking. That's terrible. Thank you.
Thank you to our Tamarac Fire Rescue and to all of our participants and winners in the poster and art and essay challenge. We are now going to the Turkish Republic Day proclamation requested by the city manager, Levent Sejulu.
Thank you, Mayor. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our Consul General of Republic of Turkey in Miami. So please join us. And I'm hoping that you would also emphasize the importance of that day, October 29th, in the history of Republic of Turkey. It's pretty similar to July 4th for U.S. So it's the establishment of the Republic. So let me start. This was requested by me. Whereas on October 29, 1923, the Republic of Turkey was founded by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk as a parliamentary democracy, marking a transformative moment in modern history through the embrace of secular governance, civic reform, and national pride. And whereas the Republic of Turkey has remained a committed ally to the United States, contributing to peacekeeping, diplomacy, and mutual defense efforts as a long-standing member of NATO and an advocate for regional stability. And whereas Turkey's unique position as a bridge between East and West offers valuable cultural, economic, and strategic perspectives. As one of its first secular republics established in the Muslim world, Turkey has long played a vital role in promoting democratic values, global dialogue, and international cooperation. Whereas individuals of Turkish origin contribute meaningfully to communities across the United States, including here in the city of Tamarac, where we value diversity, civic engagement, and cultural celebration as cornerstones of community life, and whereas Tamarac is a proudly multicultural and multi-generational community with over 40% of its residents born outside of the United States. We recognize the contribution of Turkish Americans and other immigrant communities in enriching our city's cultural, civic, and economic life through business, education, the arts, and public service. And whereas Turkish Republic Day provides an opportunity for residents of all backgrounds to celebrate the ideals of democracy, independence, and mutual respect that unite our communities, and to honor the enduring friendship between Turkey and the United States. And now, therefore, you, Michelle Gomez, Mayor of the City of Tamarac, Florida, on behalf of the City Commission, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, October 29, 2025 as Turkish Republic Day. So, congratulations.
First of all, I would like to thank to the City of Tamarac, specifically to Madam Mayor and City Manager as well, for inviting me for this very unique gathering and for presenting such an important document, a proclamation on a very unique day for us, which is the Declaration of Independence of the Republic of Turkey on 29th of October, exactly 102 years ago. As you have said, it's equally the same with the 4th of July. It's the same, it's our Independence Day. But there is a bit difference because Turkey comes from a very long history. Before that, there were Ottoman Empire, and before that, there were Seljuk Empire. So we have been in this region in the world, between Europe and Asia for hundreds of years. Only the Ottoman Empire prevailed for 600 years in that region. And finally, we have the Turkish Republic now. So to make long story short, I would like to thank you very much for presenting this very important document on this very unique day. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. This one is a pleasure to do with Vice Mayor Keisha Daniel. This is regarding domestic violence awareness, and while domestic violence is not a pleasure, making it sure that everybody is aware of it really is something that we need to be doing in our city and elsewhere.
Let's see. I don't have my reading glasses, so I might need help. Okay. Whereas the residents of Tamarac, am I saying it right? Whereas the residents of Tamarac are this city's most precious resource in ensuring their safety, well-being, and positive development, are priorities and responsibilities that we all share And whereas 1 in 3 women, 35.6%, and 1 in 4 men, 28.5%, in the U.S. have experienced rape, physical violence, and are stalking by an intimate partner in their lifetime. And whereas 1 in 10 high school students have experienced physical violence from a dating partner in the past year. And whereas last year there were more than 120,000 cases of domestic violence reported in the state of Florida. And there are countless cases that go unreported. And whereas intimate partner violence affects more than 12 million people every year, and whereas nearly a third of women murdered each year in the US are killed by domestic violence and are more likely to be killed with a firearm than any other means combined. And whereas survivors are 3 times more likely to meet the criteria of PTSD, engaging in self-harming behaviors, have suicidal thoughts, to be diagnosed with an anxiety disorder, and whereas survivors are 6 times more likely to have substance use disorder, and whereas the trauma of domestic violence can impact a survivor's mental health, survivors who experience these traumatic effects face increased targeting, abuse, and victimization by ex-partners. And whereas it is essential that programs and advocates are prepared to offer relevant and affirming support for survivors who experience effects of abuse as well as their families. And whereas in raising awareness and educating audience about domestic violence and providing access to resources to understand healthy relationships, we can work to stop domestic violence against Tamarac residents. And now, therefore, on behalf of the City of Tamarac, Broward County, Florida, we do hereby proclaim the month of October 25 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
And we have Ms. Thalia Rids, sorry. Come on up, please. She is the Program Manager, Domestic Abuse from the Goodwin Jewish Family Services of Broward County. Please come up. And team. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes, she's going to say. I'm very pregnant.
I'm very pregnant. I'm speaking on behalf of the very pregnant. Good morning. My name is Dr. Allison Golden. I'm the Director of Behavioral Health Services for Goodman Jewish Family Services. Dr. Tyritz, our Program Manager for our Domestic Abuse Program. We know that this topic, after everything we just did that was like photos of fire support, is less exciting and brought the mood down a little bit. But I think we are very grateful that this is being acknowledged. It is so important that education and awareness is out there. It is very, very common and a lot more than what's reported. So we thank you for acknowledging today. I just want to give you a little brief overview of what the programs do so you're familiar. Our primary office is down in Davie, and that's where our domestic abuse program is. That program provides case management support, basic stuff like how to get out of somewhere that's unsafe, financial assistance, legal guidance, all of those sorts of things to survivors of domestic abuse, despite gender, race, religion, all of those sorts of things, and it is grant funded through that program, so that's that program. The Behavioral Health Services Department is down the block. We are in Tamarac, right next to HCA Woodmont Hospital, and we provide a variety of services, counseling services, individual, family, and couples therapy for ages 9 and up. Our oldest client just turned 102, so really 9 and up. We take all your primary insurances. We also have 5 different grants that allow us to serve clients who could not otherwise afford behavioral health counseling. And we specialize mostly in trauma and PTSD and crisis and stress, but we also work challenges, life challenges, relationship challenges, all of the above. We are here to support the mental health of our community. That is the goal of being down the block from you, is to support the Tamarac community and the mental health of our community. We also provide educational and testing for children ages 3 to 25 for school accommodations, etc. And lastly, we provide a free weekly bereavement group that's on Zoom. It's on Wednesdays from 6 to 7, and it's for anyone who has experienced recent death of any sort. It is funded by one of our providers as well, so that is free of charge. I have business cards on me if you want more information or need additional services, but we are in the community to support the well-being of the Tamarac community, and we are grateful for the recognition and ability to be here this morning, so thank you.
On behalf of the Vice Mayor, myself, the entire commission, and everyone here, thank you for what you do and everybody who is available to talk to people who may want to do this anonymously, who may not be strong enough. It's not that they're not strong enough, they don't want to admit it. It's hard to come out of abuse, mental, physical, emotional, but if anyone you know is going through it, encourage them, because when you can stand up with the support of your friends and family, you can do so many other things. So, before we go any further, the General Counsel has a little something for the Commission. Don't get scared.
Thank you very much. I have a little present for you for City of Tamarac. This is something, that's a Turkish chocolate.
Awesome.
So I hope you'll enjoy it.
We will.
Thank you.
I promise to share.
Thank you.
I'm a chocoholic. I have a problem. So. Thank you very much.
Mayor, just for the record, the gift is for all the members of the commission, so there's no disclosure requirement.
$25 collectively. But as this will be a long meeting, we probably will have this about or others like this in any time. Thank you very much. Is this yours? Okay. I'm just going to make an announcement about South Florida Mental Wellness Summit and Expo Day. We don't have somebody here to accept the proclamation, so would you take a quick look on the screen? You see the proclamation. And then we shall go next to our National Red Ribbon Week. I'm proud to read this proclamation and present it to our adult volunteer, Mr. Carlos Alvarez, who is attending on behalf of PFC Bruce W. Carter, MOH Young Marines. Thank you. I got ma'ams. Thank you. Proud to do this every year. Whereas communities across America have been plagued by the numerous problems associated with illicit drug use and those who traffic them, and whereas there is hope in winning the war on drugs, and that hope lies in education and drug demand reduction, coupled with the hard work and determination of organizations such as the Young Marines of the Marine Corps League to foster healthy, drug-free lifestyles. Whereas governments and community leaders know that citizen support is one of the most effective tools in the effort to reduce the use of illicit drugs in our communities. And whereas the red ribbon has been chosen as a symbol commemorating the work of Enrique Quique Caminera, a Drug Enforcement Administration agent who was murdered in the line of duty and represents the belief that one person can make the difference. Whereas the Red Ribbon Campaign was established by Congress in 1988 to encourage a drugs-free lifestyle and involvement in drug prevention and reduction efforts. Whereas October 23 through 31 has been designated National Red Ribbon Week, which encourages Americans to wear a red ribbon to show their support for a drug-free environment. Now, therefore, I, Michelle J. Gomez, very proud Mayor of the City of Tamarac, Broward County, on behalf of the Commission, do hereby urge all citizens to join me in this special observance and proclaim October 23 through 31, 2025 as National Red Ribbon Week.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Carlos Alvarez. I'm here to represent the Young Marines of Miami-Dade County. I can't speak highly about the program. We love our kids. They work very hard. It's an outstanding program. It's a nationwide program. We're very supported by Commissioner Diaz-Balart, and I'm very grateful to be here and represent our Young Marines.
This next proclamation is the Florida League of Cities Government Week proclamation, and it was requested by Vice Mayor Keisha Daniel.
Thank you. All right. Whereas city government is a level of government closest to the people, providing essential programs and services that enrich the community, enhance the quality of life, and make the City of Tamarac a place residents are proud to call home. And whereas city government relies on the engagement, trust, and understanding of its citizens, while city officials and employees play a vital role in fostering public awareness of municipality services and their benefits. And whereas Florida City Government Week offers an opportunity to increase public knowledge of how municipal government works, recognize the dedicated individuals who serve our residents daily. Thank you for doing that, by the way. And encourage the community participation. And whereas the Florida League of Cities, in partnership with municipalities across the state, promotes education and awareness about local government through a variety of community-focused programs and activities. And whereas the City of Tamarac encourages all residents, city officials, employees, schools, civic groups, and community organizations to actively participate in and support events that celebrate Florida City Government Week. And whereas the City of Tamarac proudly recognizes the invaluable contributions of its elected officials, dedicated staff, and community partners who work together to maintain a safe, inclusive, and thriving city. Whereas the City of Tamarac supports and encourages all Florida cities to actively promote and participate in Florida City Government Week. Now, therefore, on behalf of the City of Tamarac, Broward County, Florida, we hereby proclaim October 20 to the 26th, 2025 as Florida City Government Week.
And we're going to ask Ms. Sophia Shaw, who's accompanied by students, members of the Student Government Advisory Council of Boyd H. Anderson High School. Come on up.
Yes, sometimes we forget about Boyd Anderson, but a lot of our Tamarac students attend this school. So thank you so much for participating today. We invited Taravella as well, but Boyd Anderson, thank you so much for coming. Oh, I'm sorry. Here you go, Stephen.
Good morning.
I am Stephen Coleman. I am the senior class president at Port Anderson High School. Thank you for inviting us to come watch your meeting. And I don't know what else to say. It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you all for the invitation.
You're welcome.
We're looking at our beautiful future. Thank you for being here. And now we will go to our presentation of Medal of Honor and Pink Hero Award to various breast cancer survivors. This is being presented and requested by Commissioner Marlon Bolton.
All right, good morning. Last Saturday, we had the Pink Heroes Gala in the City of Tamarac at the Colony West Golf Club, and it was a phenomenal event. And so we had breast cancer survivors from all over South Florida come to receive an award. And these Medal of Honors are being conferred on some of those participants who were not able to participate on Saturday's event. So I would like to invite Nadine Augustine St. Fort. Whereas breast cancer affects countless individuals and families in our community and around the world, underscoring the importance of awareness, support, and recognition of those who have bravely faced this disease. And Nadine Augustine St. Fort has demonstrated extraordinary resilience and courage in her battle against breast cancer, emerging as a survivor with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. Whereas the Pink Hero Initiative, inspired by Commissioner Marlon D. Bolton, celebrates the strength and bravery of breast cancer survivors, recognizing their inspiring stories and the impact they have on their families, communities, and beyond. And whereas Nadine St. Fort's journey serves as a powerful testament to the human spirit capacity for hope, perseverance, and triumph in the face of adversity. And whereas during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we come together to honor those who have fought and continue to fight this disease, while acknowledging the importance of research, education, and support for those affected. Now, therefore, I, Marlon D. Bolton, do confer the Medal of Honor Award on Nadine St. Fort, a Pink Hero, and extend my deepest admiration for her courage and resilience in the face of breast cancer. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful to be here today. Thank you again.
And of course, this is our Pink Hero Award because she's shining bright like a diamond. There you go.